crypto lender Celsius has been repaying some of its DeFi debt as a way to unlock collateral worth significantly more than the loans that it's paying back. Since the start of July, the company has paid down more than $180 million worth of loans taken from DeFi stablecoin issuer MakerDAO. MakerDAO is one of the longest-lived decentralized lending protocols, in part because it requires borrowers like Celsius to significantly over-collateralize their loans. According to stats this morning from DeFiExplore.com, Celsius still owes MakerDAO more than $40 million to fully settle up, but if and when they do get access to that, if and when they do pay that back, they'll get access to some 22,000 Bitcoin held as collateral worth more than $440 million at current prices. So I think actually the question that I've been wondering here is this a good thing or a bad thing? Because on the one hand, it unlocks collateral, which then means that they can sell that collateral. On the other hand, it means that they at least have money to pay back these loans to unlock the collateral. So perhaps liquidity problems aren't that bad. But I'm pretty mixed feelings about all of this. Will, what's your read?
Yeah, I want to be careful on this subject because it does get really tricky really fast. And Adam, I think you're right. There's two ways of viewing this as a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that collateral level, where they can be liquidated, basically where they have their collateral seized by counterparties here, the Maker protocol, in order to take funds back and secure the protocol at the loss of Celsius itself. That limit has been lowered quite a bit to the point where it's probably safe. Like if we see Bitcoin nuke that far south, then we have a lot worse things to worry about, in my opinion. On the flip side, a lot of that money is still tied up, right? People want their Bitcoin back. A lot of people had Bitcoin in Celsius. They're trying to earn yield on top of it. Right now, they're likely not earning yield. I haven't looked at Celsius numbers, but my understanding is they're not paying out any yield at the moment. And a big reason for that is because Celsius was playing this game with the Maker protocol, right? Where they would take Bitcoin or they'd take some other crypto token, plug it into the Maker universe, and be able to generate yield by moving the token that you get, the equivalent token that is backed by that Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is backing that token, and you move it all around DeFi and you get some sort of yield. But all those tokens collapsed in on themselves. They don't exist anymore. Those tokens went down 99%, and they went down another 99%. And you basically don't have any yield coming in for these retail clients. So then you have to go back up the stack, right? And you have this Bitcoin or this other token that's locked in as collateral. Meanwhile, you have Celsius itself, which had its cash flows dry up because they were using that interest itself also as a cash flow mechanism. They can't pay out clients. They can't pay for themselves. They're cutting jobs. And all that Bitcoin is stuck in the protocol unless they want to free themselves of it. But when you free yourself of it, then you have no way of earning any cash flows at all. Even there's a little cash flow still in it, but there's no way of earning any cash flows at all if you pull out all your Bitcoin and all your crypto tokens from something like Maker. So you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place if you're someone in Celsius right now. You don't have a way to earn yield, but you need to give your collateral back to people who put it into the protocol in the first place. But you still owe yield to people. So it's a tough place to be. I don't know how this works out. It seems that they're trying to hedge and trim their way out of this predicament. They're talking about restructuring. They're talking about some like insolvency cases with some law firms. We'll see what happens here. This is another milestone with on-chain data that we can track. And for that's probably the most notable part is we can track on-chain what's going on with a big lending protocol like this. Wendy, I throw it up to you.
So I do have funds on Celsius a little bit, but they are still paying the yield
Wendy,
out.
are you okay? We need to just, you're good, right?
I'm okay. So one of the strategies that we practice on my socials is we talk about utilizing a moon bag on a lot of different exchanges to earn the yield. So a moon bag is basically when you move your initial investment when you're in profit, and then you take a little profit. So what you own, that bag you own free and clear. So if you use that on different DeFi protocols or different centralized exchanges that are offering yield, the hits aren't that hard. So it still hurts me, but at the same time, I understood the risk. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, whatever. And of course, not all of it is Moonbag, but they are still paying yield, which is interesting. And my mom does have some crypto there as well. But another thing to note, kind of back to Will's point, is that literally Celsius is fighting for their life live. Like we can view all of this. And we know for a fact that shady stuff happens in traditional finance. Like this is not new. Like the stuff that's happening in crypto happens in traditional finance. But the difference between crypto and traditional finance is, yes, there are a little bit less regulations with crypto, but you can see all of this being done transparently, which in traditional finance you can't. When somebody makes a deal with somebody or they have a collateralized loan, whatever it is, you might not have access to view that. But we can actively see Celsius trying to do the right thing. Is it the right thing? That's debatable. But at the same time, I mean, what other option is there? And like Will said, if we do drop to $3,000 or whatever their new liquidation price is, the whole entire, like, I can't even fathom it. Maybe in 2017, 2018, yes, you know, we saw that $3,000 Bitcoin. Yes, I did buy the dip on that like a crazy person. But if this was to happen, if we were to get a retrace all the way to like $3,000, $4,000 Bitcoin, I can't even fathom it. But Jen, I want to toss it to you.
Okay, I hate to bring it back to marketing and communications, but I went to the Celsius website before the show started to see like what's going on there. What are they saying? And a pop-up box comes up and it says, you know, we're working on a new website. Some products are not available. And then you end up on their website, which still is advertising up to 18.63% API with the subhead, transfer your crypto to Celsius and you could be earning up to 18.63% APY in minutes. Read the room, Celsius. I think that there should be information where that old headline is that just tells people what's going on, you know? Even if there's not that much to communicate, acknowledging what's going on, what the next steps are for people who have funds frozen on the platform. And if there are no next steps, let people know, like, we're working on some next steps. We hear you. You are our customers who trusted us with your funds. We hear you. We're still here. We haven't gone anywhere yet. I think that would be very smart, but obviously the marketing department is maybe working on some other crisis.